Okay, according to our checklist, which is right here on the front of our GDPR listing, the next thing we need to look at is terms and conditions. Now I can click here to set it up, or I can just click up here to go to terms and conditions. Now, the first thing you see here is this is a shortcode. You can put this shortcode if you want people to accept your terms and conditions. You can put a shortcode on your page where your terms and conditions are to create an accept checkbox button. You select the terms and conditions page below so you can your users can be directed there to give their consent. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a terms and conditions page using the documentation that they give us to modify down here. Now, this is an example only. We don't do this on our stuff. We use documentation that is already created by our favorite legal documentation company, Ftc Guardian. So we've created the pages already with Ftc Guardian on them, and when we select a page here, it shows up for what we want down there. But we're going to create a separate page today using this documentation for T&Cs. The concern about using T&C template, basically, instead of a document generator like Ftc Guardian, is that it may or may not be completely what you need for your site. And the way Ftc Guardian works is you fill out a questionnaire as you go build your site, and then it becomes completely what you need. So we're going to download this document first. As you can see in Word, there are some elements that need to be changed, right? So everything that is in yellow needs to be edited. So we're going to go ahead and make those changes to this, and then you would end up adding all of your information here. So here's your privacy policy, here's all of this, terms and conditions, you've got the third-party services. And if you're like me and most people, what you're going to end up doing is not really reading this, because who can understand it to begin with, but you change these highlighted areas and input your information, and there you go. That's your terms and conditions pages. And then you would copy this. Okay, so we're coming over to, and we've pasted in the Word document. We've made the changes. We've pretended to make the changes. This would no longer be here. We've created a page called Terms and Conditions, and we've got a URL for this. We're going to update it, save it. There's our terms and conditions on that page. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our GDPR, and we are going to look for our T&C page. And here it is, terms and conditions, right there. So we click on that. That becomes the page that we've selected. And where do we want to redirect them after they visit that page or accept on that page? We want to redirect them to the last visited page, usually, is what we want to do. So save the settings. Now we are basically compliant with this. And again, we can show only to EU visitors, or we can leave it for everyone. We'll leave it for everyone right here. So now let's go over and put this shortcode at the top, and we'll show you the acceptance button at the top, okay? Actually, we'll put it at the bottom. And there it is. I accept the terms and conditions laid out in the terms and conditions of this page. So you accept it. Now, you do not have to use the document that is included in the GDPR, simple GDPR plugin. We, in fact, use Ftc Guardian. So this is Ftc Guardian. This is all of our documentation that we've created for our basic privacy. When you click on website, basic website legal compliance documents, we get all of the documents that we've created. Here's my terms of service. It's an embedded document, so I would grab the embed here to get the code. So what I would do is just come in and create a new page as I did before, and this would be, we'll call this Terms of Services 2. Terms and Conditions, I think we called it. Terms and Conditions 2. Okay. Now this is my embed code. I'm going to click on the text link so that it only shows the straight text, and that's where you put your code in. And see, I just copied this code from Ftc Guardian. Now I want to put in my acceptance shortcode. So I would go back to GDPR. I'd grab that acceptance shortcode, which is right up here. I'm going to add that to this page as well, and I'm going to update it. So I come back over to my GDPR plugin, and I'm going to select again Terms and Conditions 2. Now if this is not here when you redo a page like this, you just refresh the page and it refreshes the database of pages so you can pull that in. So now let's save the settings there, and I'm going to go to and I'm going to change it so that we're going to redirect not signed in users to the TNC page. Okay. I would actually check this for show to visitors from EU only, but I want to be able to show this as we have it now. So I'm going to come over to my incognito. So I've opened up a new incognito window. I'm putting in the URL from the last test that we did. It takes me automatically to the Terms and Services because I said I wanted new people who were not logged in to go to Terms and Services. This is the one that I copied from that embed from Ftc Guardian. So there's my Terms and Services from Ftc Guardian. I still have the Accept button down here. Click Accept, and it takes me back to the last page that I visited. Okay, so that's the way that works. So that is compliant Terms and Services, Terms and Conditions, or Terms of Services that you would use with the simple GDPR plugin. And it actually has accomplished now, if we go back to our checklist, we now have a compliant TNC. Okay. And like I said, on this one, I would save it to show only EU visitors.